Good afternoon, all. On behalf of IoT Academy, we welcome you all for the second session of National Level Faculty Development Program on IPR, Entrepreneurship and Startups. Let me introduce the resource person of today's session, Dr. Anil Kumar Kandare. Dr. Anil Kumar is an associate professor in General Management and Marketing Management working in Institute of Business Management and Rural Development, Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. His qualifications include BSc, MBA, and LLB. He has 13 years of teaching experience and 20 years of industrial experience, out of which 10 years is into insurance sector. Dr. Anil Kumar has also worked in publications, service industry, industrial marketing, and concept selling in various organizations. He has contributed 17 research papers in reputed national and international journals and has also published 2 books. He is also a member of All India Commerce Association. We welcome you, sir. And with this, we hand over the session to Dr. Anil Kumar. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. I welcome all the participants. Maybe some technical inability that I couldn't handle my screen along with the PPT. I hope you can try to understand because I cannot see the participant. Right? I'm thankful to IoT Academy given me a second opportunity to impart the information or knowledge which I have as long as entrepreneurship is concerned and startup India is concerned. Right? So before going to this, I want to brief little about the relationship of entrepreneurship and startup India. So entrepreneurship is an initiative taken by Government of India since right from 1956 onwards. The various initiatives were taken place so that the creativity and the nation building activity can be taken place. Startup India is another milestone which can be flipboard where the entrepreneurs who has already started their business can take a leap and compete with the international market, international global competition too, right? So we'll start with what entrepreneurship in India. The concept of entrepreneurship development uh, is basically the process of improving the skill set as well as knowledge of the entrepreneurs. Right? Entrepreneur is the person who start with enterprise and start with small business or whatever it is. It is like to be into skill development as long as government initiative is concerned. This can be done through the various methods such as classroom sessions and training programs specially designed to increase the entrepreneurial acumen as long as the person, people or student who are interested into that. The second purpose is to another definition of this term could be process of enhancing the capacity to develop, manage, and organize a business venture while keeping in mind the risk associated with it. So, entrepreneurship of business is associated with the risk that is to be inculcated in the mind of people or the interested acumen where they want to start their own business. The process of entrepreneurship development is nothing but helping entrepreneurs to develop their skills through training and application that are training is inculcate them a quality making better decisions in day-to-day business activities as entrepreneur is decision making activity and classroom training or skill enhancement will be carried with the help of training. This is the initiative government of India. Basically, the entrepreneur who start his own business, that as and when it requires, that support is provided by the government of India. Now, what is the aim of entrepreneurship development? Why government of India has aimed to start with entrepreneurship development activities and various agencies involved in encouraging entrepreneurship in Indian youths or Indian community? Aim at individual who want to start possibly expand business. Entrepreneurship development also focus a lot on enhancing ideas potential of an entrepreneur. That every individual have some potential and that potential to be explored as long as entrepreneurship development concept is concerned. The development of venture also has to be outlined in the program, right? So the whatever idea is generated, innovation is created, the entrepreneurship development is outlined the program, and without these two, there will be no clear goals in the mind of entrepreneurs, right? People who are into thinking of a business, that the development of venture, what is the scope of business, that outline is being provided by the entrepreneurship development initiative government of India. An entrepreneurship development program requires that various people be selected, right? This is the activity at a school level, college level. You might be seen this is the essential curriculum part as long as CBSE board is concerned, wherein entrepreneurship development program is being introduced and selected students are projected to various skills and training program. Most program tends to look a specific group of educated people rather than target everyone. Ideally, you have to look at the education and traits, that the personal traits, personal ability that you are looking for in the entrepreneur, and much of them people who have applied for the program, right? That is taken into consideration. The other aim is to identify the local market and search for the people who have potential in it. The local people is identified who has got potential and business traits in them. Entrepreneurship development program should first identify the local market and add the potential entrepreneur who know lot about it. Right, the people are identified who are aware about or they have information about what is the potential of entrepreneur, what is the potential of the business in the area. These people need to be able to analyze and then design unique ideas based off on the need of surrounding. Right. The other objective on selection or select local entrepreneurs, the effect of the program can be easily and quickly seen within the community. Later on, program can help to improve their knowledge in their sector, whatever sector business or enterprise they are undertaken. The other aim is to provide support through the private sector based organization. That is called tie-ups are being made with the private sector as long as Government of India entrepreneurship development programs are concerned. Companies are organizing tie-up in order to support the entrepreneurship development. Provide an easy yet detailed methodology that will be help entrepreneur to improve the short and long term as long as their goals are concerned. Entrepreneurial development programs aim at being simple and to understand and to teach the skills that entrepreneurs can use after the program. Right? This is the classification which I feel the essential skills and trainings are required for the entrepreneur. Anybody from you who wish to start their business or start to enterprise, right? These are the major, or I can say the major blocks which I am talking about, the skills which are required. So technical skill is one. Under the technical skill, what is required to the entrepreneur is written and oral communication, right? This can be training can be provided, then skill can be enhanced of the person. Then monitoring environment, right? As long as business environment is concerned, that how to monitor in business environment, that training can be provided. Taking advantage of technology, this is the technical skill part which can be taken by Government of India. Then interpersonal relationship, like it's a business relationship, interpersonal, that your vendor, your supporter, your customer, that relationship, how to take care of it, right? Then another ability to organize. Organizing is ability, is a skill that can be imparted as a technical skill to the entrepreneur, and management style, right? So what type of management style is required, type, what type, a particular type of business initiative is being taken by the entrepreneur. Then other skill which I identify is the business management skills. So the person can be trained as long as business management skills are concerned. That is what is the decision making skills can be imparted to entrepreneur who want to start their business. Then planning and strategizing. This is what the consultant who are into this business, who teach you how to make decisions, how planning and strategizing the own business so the progress can be taken place. Then human relations, this is the business skill. the various people are working together, and as long as business objective is concerned, there is a certain requirement of human relation. That skill can be imparted with, right? Then marketing is very important part, because start with enterprise, start with the business. The integral part of business is that you should be able to do marketing successfully. Then only the success of enterprise or business will start. Then other part is finance. This is the financial consultants are also there, as long as entrepreneurship development initiative by Government of India. The financial institutions are there who can guide you, who can provide you finance and various platform, as long as entrepreneurship development ventures are concerned. Then accounting, that is the basic requirement for the entrepreneur, that he should be expert into accounting, right? And general management skills, right? This is general management, planning, organizing, coordinating, staffing, right? These are the general management skill can be imparted as a business management skills to the entrepreneur. Then negotiation skill required for the business, then business planning for systematic working or strategizing the business plan, then communication, that is internal communication, external communication, and with vendors, right? And the management of a growth, or managing how growth to be managed, right? Then personal level skills are inner control, that the patiently the entrepreneur should have the control of his business. He should not get disappointed on case of in case of some failures, or day failure, or week failure, or quarter failure, right? So this is the inner control skills are required. Then risk propensity. This is the risk profile that every individual has got. This propensity, that what is your ability to take risk in proportion to the business you have undertaken, right? These skills are also imparted by ED, Entrepreneurship Development Programs of Government of India. Then innovativeness, the new idea which has been arise, crop up out of mind of entrepreneurs during the business, are to be shaped properly, so it can take the shape of big business. Then creativity to be encouraged, to be identified, and to be given shape through the consultant, right? Entrepreneurship skill, this opportunity identification, that various opportunities during carrying the business, that opportunity need to be identified. Change orientation, that if something keeps on changing, as long as business scenario is concerned, in that case, that changes to be identified and can bring to the notice of entrepreneur. Then persistence, that the training is provided, as long as entrepreneur need to be focused on. Right? Role of entrepreneur development programs. The Government of India, I'm telling you right from the first slide, that is the role of Government of India, right? The role of entrepreneurship development programs. The district industry centers, that is DIC, are established by Government of India, Department of Industries, right? And they are assigned with a specific role. The district industry center, DICs, in every district there is a center across the country, India. The program was started by the central government in 1978, with the objective of providing focal point for promoting small, tiny cottage and village industries in particular area, and to make available to them all necessary services and facilities at one place. So this center is situated in every district place of India, wherein it has been objected that objective is this, to promote small, tiny cottage and village industries, right? In the particular area, say there are some coastal districts where coastal resources wise, or agriculture wise, or fishing wise, that small tiny cottage industries are promoted, or in some tribal area, that type of business are being promoted through, with the help of DIC. That is the role of district industry center, right, which was established in 1978. The other role of DIC is to facilitate the progress of a small enterprise development. DICs have been entrusted with the most and administrative and financial powers. The DIC in each district of India, right, The setup of these DICs that they facilitate small enterprise development with the financial powers, right? They can provide you seed money, they can provide you working capital, they can provide you capital investment funds along with the tie-ups with their seed banks, right? DICs functions under the Directorate of Industries. This is the Government of India Department of Industries. And they have bureaucratic setup. It is called Directorate of Industries, and it is parallelly working as long as promotion of the business is concerned. Each DIC headed by the general manager, who is assisted by four functional managers and three project managers to look after the activity. This is what the organizational chart of DIC, headed by general manager, and who is provided with the four functional assistant manager and the project managers who look after the activities of the entrepreneur. Right? Activities of the district industry centers, right? Those who are interested in entrepreneurship or want to be expert as long as sorry, promoting entrepreneurship activities. The role of the DIC is very, very important. That activities that we, each one who is in the area of entrepreneurship should understand, right? The activities of economic investigation, the entrepreneurship proposal or project report are been provided. The role of DIC is the economic investigation to be done. Then plant machinery requirement, availability of plant and machinery, whether goods can be need to be import or indigenous machinery manufacturing can be done. That assessment is also done by DICs. Research, education, and training, that has been identified, the research for the product and education and requisite education and training program is to be designed by the DICs. Then raw material availability is to be assessed. Then credit facilities, as long as banking have various type of priority sector in various region, various districts, that credit facility is to be identified. Then marketing assistance, can it be provided to the entrepreneur or not? That is to be identified. Then the type of business, whether it is a cottage industry, then it is to be taken on the priority and to be promoted. These are the activities of the DICs are popularly carried across the country. Then another agency which Government of India is promoting, that is the CC, that is Small Industries Service Institute, right? It is situated in Madras, Chennai. Now it is called Chennai, right? CCs has been set up by the government in the state capital, right, and other big cities all over the country to render assistance to the following areas. What is CC assisting in the areas? The guidance in a financial requirement. This activity is carried by CCs, as CCs may guide determining the capital requirement as well as selecting the sources of raising finance. The other area is uh, trade and market information. The CCs conduct market survey and give active advice regarding the market conditions and demand for the products to be sold, right? One second. हॅलो सर, एक लेक्चर चालू आहे, 3:30 येऊ का? वरच आहे. कोणी बोलवलं होतं? एक 3:30 आलं चालेल? 3:30 पर्यंत, कारण ते चालूच आहे सध्या. हा, ठीक. Sorry, in fact, that was a call from my office, right? The guidance is provided in a financial requirement, trade and market information, right? That is provided by CC to the entrepreneurs. Then third is project report preparation of business proposal preparation for the entrepreneur.
Our resource person will be joining shortly.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, there was bit, I can continue my lecture on my mobile.
Yes, sir. Do you want me to share the slides, sir?
Ma'am, in fact, I lost connection. That will be ideal then. I turn to my mobile then.
Sir, I'll start sharing, sir.
Right, right. Can you make it to full screen, ma'am, please?
Is it fine, sir? Is it visible, sir?
Yes. Yes, now I can see. Right. So we have finished role of CC. Right, madam. Next slide you can take. Right. CC and role of entrepreneurship program. It is the madam role of CC. Right. Role of CC. It is the technical advisory services. These services being provided by Government of India through the CCs, right, to assist the small units in the manufacturer and quality standards and products to prepare the designs and drawings as per the special equipment such as dies, fixtures and whatever required as long as small industry is concerned, right? To provide work laboratory facility to small scale industries or units, that facility is provided by CC. To guide small units on the selection, the selection is made and accordingly that can be provide benefit to the entrepreneurs, right? Use of raw material and substitute is also, the training is also provided uh, through CC, right? Madam, next slide. Madam, can you help me to get me to a next slide?
Sir, I have changed, sir.
In fact, then maybe, ma'am, I lost think my internet as long as because slide is not moving. You might have changed this.
So can you see the
Ma'am, it
slides,
is
sir?
just 30. No, ma'am. In fact, that is just stuck up with even mobile. Even my, I don't know what has happened to internet to my this place. Ma'am, if you don't mind, can we take it after 5?
So no, sir, that is not possible,
Because
sir, because
only
the participants are here. Sorry, sir,
uh,
that is not possible because we have
can
participants
we
here.
wait? Can we wait for some time? Can we wait for some time?
Yes, sir.
I will try to restore my laptop. You give me 10-15 minutes, please.
That is actually not possible, sir. Sir, can you see my slides, sir? Because I am presenting. You can just pin the IoT screen in the mobile so that you'll be able to view the slides, sir.
Uh, In fact, my mobile also lost.
So if
No,
you're
no, no.
if you're logged in through mobile,
No,
you
no.
would
I got it. Now I got it. Role of entrepreneurship development programs. This
yes,
is the
sir.
side.
I'll be
Is it?
changing the slides, sir.
Okay, okay. Right. These are
Yes, sir.
the
You can.
entrepreneurship. Pardon, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Right now, this is the slide which I am exactly looking for. The role of
Yes, sir.
entrepreneurship development. Right, right. So the government of India initiatives that we have seen CC one of the organization which will be help entrepreneur to the various type of training and skill impart as long as project proposals are concerned. There are other agencies like DIC, CC, then entrepreneurship development in India, that is a technical, then NSBUD and NSDB. These are the agencies who are set up by Government of India as long as to promote entrepreneurship in the country, right? Uh, they have innovation and entrepreneurship designing, thinking process, and rule of entrepreneurship or consultancy of the organization. So I told you earlier that consultancy for the entrepreneurship development is also been carried by Government of India. People, those who want to or wish to start their own business, that entrepreneurs, whatever problems they are facing and difficulties are being encountered, right? And marketing and finance assistance is also provided by the Government of India entrepreneurship development initiatives. The external problems, mobility, entrepreneurship, and that is as long as expansion of the business is concerned, that benefit is also provided by the Government of India under the initiative of entrepreneurship development. Ma'am, can you go to the next slide, please? Right. Now, what is the role of entrepreneurship development? I told that is the management consultancy services are provided by Government of India. Right. This is the free of cost consultancies are provided to the entrepreneur, right? If you visit the entrepreneurship development consultant area, there are around 2 lakh of consultant expert in various areas who will be providing consultant to the new entrepreneur at free of cost, right? To conduct and complete the implant studies of the individual small scale units, right? To guide small units in a proper method of industrial management, include finance, accounts, production, management, etc. Whatever area, even distribution channel establishment or export is concerned, that is also provided. To provide special technical and managerial advice to the customer. This is the area of consultation where Government of India is putting their efforts for the improvement in entrepreneurship development, right? They also help in a cost reduction to provide ad hoc managerial advices on the specific special problems to the small scale units. So these are the initiatives are taken by the Government of India as long as to promote the entrepreneurship. The agency is called the National Small Industries Corporation, right? NSIC. These are the agencies which are into promoting entrepreneurship development in the country. The objective of this NSIC is to promote the aid and foster the growth of small scale industries in the country with the focus on commercial aspects. The second objective is to enable the small scale industry to gain competitive advantage, right? the local type of business, that advantages can be provided to them based on the readily available raw material in the topography. To involve the special schemes to meet the needs of handicraft and scheduled area, promote to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, the special entrepreneurship activity being conducted. Right? Next one, ma'am. Ma'am, this is the another agency, National Small Industry Corporation, right? The function of this is the same agency to provide machinery on higher purchase schemes, right? That subsidies are provided to provide government orders that say any entrepreneur has started with the business and government need in that particular supply, that government orders to the small scale units are intentionally placed so the business or that enterprise could survive. To develop the small scale units and auxiliary to large industries, right? That is benefited provided through this agency, right? To import and distribute the scarce and rarest product as long as raw material is concerned. If it is scarce and rare into the local topography, that will be provided to them, right? To help exporting products to sell, the export promotion is also been encouraged through this agency. To develop prototype of machines and equipment and pass on to know SSI small scale unit to set up the SSI in other developing countries. The same can be established in other countries also. Right. Next slide, ma'am. Right. This is one of the National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. Is the NESBUD. This is the agency which is into the entrepreneurship development as long as Government of India initiative is concerned. The objective of NESBUD is to provide national, international forums for the interaction and exchange of the experience. Right. The small scale industries or budding entrepreneurs are being promoted. Right, so they can get international exposure to their business, right? They provide helpful for policy formulation and modification at various levels, right? They provide you vital information and support to trainers, right? The trainers are also provided. Promoters have been great available. Entrepreneurship skills imparting to the organization, right? Organization which are into research activity and documentation, they also help for the entrepreneurship development, for the relevant entrepreneurship development activity, right? They evolve standardized material and process for the selection, the training support and sustenance of the entrepreneurship potential for the existing business. They share internationally and its experience and expertise to in the entrepreneurship development programs carried by the respective state government, right? This is an apex body. This agency is apex body. NESBUD is apex body established in 1983 by the Ministry of Industries, Government of India, for entrepreneurship development, particularly in the area of small scale industry or SMEs or MSMEs. The institute, which is registered as a society under the Government of India Society Act, it is registered as long as this women saving groups or clubs are concerned, or tribal groups and themselves are concerned. That is also been promoted by this agency. Started functioning in 6 July 1983. The policy, directions and guidelines to the institute is provided by the governing council, right, of Government of India. Can we go to next slide, please? Now we'll see the other part of it is Startup India. So I told you in the beginning the entrepreneurship development and Startup India. These are the two initiatives intended that the Indian youth shall focus on entrepreneurship development activity, right? So this is the flagship initiative of the Government of India under the leadership of Narendra Modi, right? It has started on 16th July 2016, right? The intention of Startup India is to intended to catalyze startup, right? Basically, you try to understand entrepreneurship is with the small industry or cottage industry or village industry. This startup initiative is for the companies, those whose turnover is more than 100 crores, right? So, in order to boost their ability, this initiative is started, taken by Government of India, right? It is intended to catalyze startup culture in built up because most of the time entrepreneurs with a turnover of 100 crores might reach to saturation and business may not grow. So in order to business grow that business, this initiative has been taken place, right? The objective of supporting entrepreneurs and transforming India into the country of job creators instead of job seekers, right? This is the intention of. The other objective is to dedicated startups in India team with reports of the Department of for the Industry Policy and Promotion. This is called DPI IT. This is what the certification is being done, right? Now, this is what is the certification intended to enhance the infrastructure, including incubation centers that you might be aware about the addressing speech by Prime Minister. So there should not be a, this is the red carpet for the industry and not red tape, right? Various license and formalities are there. Then easier IPR, that is intellectual property registration. This is what the important part as long as business acumen is concerned. That facility is also provided by the Government of India under the startup scheme, the easier registration of IPR facility, including the patent filing also, right? It is a better regulatory environment, including tax benefits are also provided, easier compliances, improved of setting up company, faster exit of the mechanism, and more. Some the companies whose turnover is more than 100 crores, that facility is provided. And economic stimulus in the form of INR, that provision has made 10,000 crore funds are being managed by the SIDBI with the goal of increasing funding opportunities. That 100 crore over companies will be provided with the funding in the requisite area as and when they demand. Next map. Government of India is an initiative that I already Startup India that is organized by the department for the promotion of the industry and internal trade and external trade also. The major objective of the Startup India is to discard some of the restrictive states government policies which include there are some obstacles as long as state policies are concerned. Central government has discarded policies which are obstacles as long as Startup India is concerned. The licensing policy has been changed 360-degree. License are easily issued. Then land permission or land acquisition, the DICs are providing land available for the industry as long that ENA certificate and that license are not required, or pollution board certificates in case of any sensitive or eco-sensitive zone only, that is only applicable. Then foreign direct investment proposals are easily accepted. Then environmental cleanliness, that license is also been picked up by central government. The Startup India scheme is based majority on three pillars, which are mentioned below. Right, these are the three pillars which the Startup India is based on. Provide funding, right? 10,000 crore support to all Startup India is started initiative to the various startups projects in the country. Second one is to provide industry academia partnership. The academic activity and industry activities are taken together, and together they can set up incubation centers, right? Simplification on hand holding, that support will be provided to the startup those who have entrepreneur who reach to a startup stage, right? Next ma'am. Registration for the startup. This is a simple process. There is a website provided wherein the registration can be done. If you opt the DEPP certificate, a person should incorporate their business first either as a private limited company. Company should be private limited with limited liabilities and partnership as a partnership firm. Along with these are the requisite or minimum terms and condition to register with the Startup India, and the government of India benefited and the Startup India that can be taken benefited, right? A person need to long in official website Startup India minimum 3 years to be successful. Consecutively 3 years, 100 crore turnover has to be there. Right, there's a big difference in entrepreneurship development. Entrepreneurship development that is with small scale, micro, medium, and cottage industry type. Right. After successful registration and verification of the document, you will be immediately provided with the recognition number for your startup along with the certificate of recognition, right? This is what person can be enrolled himself or his company corporation into a startup India, right? Next, ma'am. Next, right? Who is eligible to apply under the Startup India scheme? This is the eligibility criteria where I already told 100 crore turnover. It is incorporated by the private limited company and partnership firm, right? Limited liabilities partnership firm. It has less than 10 years history or less than 10 years have elapsed from the date of establishment or registration. The turnover for all financial years since incorporation, right, been less than 100 crores, right? Less than 100 crores, right? Next. What are the benefits to the entrepreneur who has enrolled into Startup India, right? To reduce the patent registration fees, patent if at all it's some business is patented business that can registration fees it waived off. Then improvement of the bankruptcy code ensuring 90 days of exit window, right? That layoff and 90 days window is provided for in case of financial failure to provide freedom for mystifying inspections of the capital gain for the last 3 years of operation. Right, these are the financial benefit provided by this to the Startup India company to create innovative hub under the Atal Innovation Mission. Right, that can be established, targeting schools along with the involvement of 10 lakh children. That initiative can be is taken under the Startup India to develop new schemes that will provide IPR, intellectual property registration, protecting the starting firms. Right, that is protection is provided under the Startup India to encourage entrepreneurship throughout the country. This is the mission of this to promote India as a startup hub across the world. This is what the objective of this, right? Uh, Now coming to the government measures to promote Startup India, that we have seen entrepreneurship development and cultural development activity by the for the entrepreneurship development. Startup culture is also need to be developed as long as a Startup India scheme is concerned. As a part of Make in India, right? There are Startup India, Make in India. These are some schemes. These are oftenly used, and there is need to understand the clear difference between that. Startup India as a part of Make in India initiative, government proposes to hold one startup fest, right? They're organizing startup festival at national level annually, once in the year, and enable the Pragati Maidan at Delhi. They organize this, and where the various stakeholders are coming, participating, and startup ecosystem can be developed and boost for the nation development. Then launch of Atal Innovation Mission, right? This has been started in order to provide platform for the growth to entire startup companies in the country. Next map. Government measures to promote the startup culture in the country. This is also responsibility of the government of India and state government to incubator to set up PPP, that is public-private partnership, to ensure professional management of government-sponsored or funded incubations of the government will create a policy and framework for setting up the incubation across the country in a public and private partnership. The incubators will be managed and operated by the private sectors, right? So this can be available on the link. If the PPT is shared, it is in the public domain, right? What is the public-private partnership? Right? 35 new incubation center in existing institutions, that entrepreneurship development and incubation center. Additionally, 35 new incubation centers are added under Atal Innovation Centers, and 35 new private sectors incubation, a grant of 50% subject to maximum INR 10 crore, right? That is been provided, financial funding is been provided under the scheme of Startup India. Next. This is Unicorn Company Startup India for the prospectus of India, new initiatives for the startup. This is what in uh, shown in the slide, right? Self-certification, no inspection for 3 years, no income. This is the boosting plan as long as Startup India is concerned. 500 linkages, thinking or linking lab is the 35 public-private incubators are there, 31 innovation centers nationally available. Dedicated fund of 10,000 crores are promoted. Then credit guarantee scheme for the loans, 5 years. Biocluster and 7 of research part. Patent, easy patenting and IPR policies has been designed. Right. Next, ma'am. So, participant try to understand the Startup India. These are the various different scheme which is entirely not matching with the entrepreneurship development schemes, right? Benefits of the startups by the Indian government, right? So, what are the benefits? Startup for India intended to build a strong ecosystem. That ecosystem is focused on that. Once the entrepreneur or the startup enters into the ecosystem, the growth is automatically ensured, right? And due to this, what happened to promote the growth and help Indian economy to many benefits are being given. The entrepreneurship establishment startups and startups recognized through the startup Indian initiatives are provided ample benefits to the startup to own business in India. Right? These are the benefits of startup as long as Indian economic development is concerned. Next. The benefits of startup is a simple process. I told you easy licensing are being provided, right? The cost and reduction of the licensing and permission is concerned, right? This is the detail about it. Now, next one, ma'am. The other easy access fund, the 10,000 dedicated crore, 10,000 crore dedicated fund is allocated as long as financial support to the startup India is concerned. So this fund is need to be utilized by the every startup, those who are enrolled themselves. Then stocks holiday for 3 years is also provided, so the financial burden can be cannot stop the progress of the startup India, right? And they are free to apply for the tenders as long as Government of India orders are concerned, right? Next, ma'am. So the research and development facilities are also provided since the startup which is of 100 crore turnover. So in that case, the research and development facility may not be available to the company. So that research and development facility will be provided, or that lab setups can be provided under the Startup India scheme, right? No time consuming compliances. There are certain statutory compliances that every company or entrepreneur need to be made, and various deadlines are there. That time limit under once you are registered with Startup India, there is no time consuming compliances as long as Startup India registered companies are concerned. Right? Tax saving for the investors, the tax benefits are also provided under the Startup India. Right? Next one. The The beauty of this Startup India is that you can choose your investor. See, earlier the investment policy of Government of India that foreign direct investment or investment whatever made into business has to be provided with the income proof. Now this benefit is provided to Startup India that you can choose your investor across the world. Right? There is no limitation that who should invest and from where investment should come. That benefit is provided to boost. Then easy exit in case of failure of the startup, there is no legal compliances for the company. The 90 days grace is being provided before the exit of the company. Then meet other entrepreneurs. This is the platform that provided at Pragati Maidan. The various exhibitions have been placed, and you can meet across the world various type of startup ventures, and you can get guidelines for your own business. Next one. The Indian startup ecosystem, what is now so far the development of Indian ecosystem is provided with, right? Drivers, challenges, and pillars. The growth drivers that the drivers which is provided in terms of funding of 10,000 crore, easy registration, tax benefit, easy exit. This is what the ecosystem been provided. The growth drivers for the Indian startup ecosystem need to be understood in the context of the various factors, earlier economic reforms, and the current market trends, as well as the impact of technological change and changing attitudes on the part of the government, the large companies, and the societies overall. This is what the ecosystem provided by the government of India, and what benefit can be drawn as the Indian economy continues to grow. Incomes and purchasing power of increasing steadily, rising consumption is driven by the growth upper middle income group, income segments and population, which will be grow and becoming household today. Right, one of the household may increase. Right, next ma'am. So the eligibility of registration, this is what you can take a screenshot of this. What is the eligibility for the Startup India, that public-private partnership turnover than 100 crore. That is what is expected. Right. So you can take a screenshot. These are the essentially eligibility for the registration of startup. Next, ma'am. So this is brief about the technological changes which is happening in the country. Technological startups plays crucial role in accomplishing this because if you say the Oyo, Ola, Uber, these are the technological changes, unicorn, Paytm or UPI. These are the technological changes unicorn or startup into India has been taken place, right? Their potential for the scalability and exponential growth of the company. Digital payments have been become more widely available in the recent years, right? The startup can serve regions of the new customers and increase in political will and the government supports, right? The federal as well as the same stage of government is increasingly recognized. These are the advantages of technological change as long as promoting startup in India is concerned. Next. Was initiated with the Prime Minister in 2016 July, right, to build up, and this is based on the digitalization of the financial activity and strong ecosystem is developed for the growth to bring the business into organized way. So whatever transactions earlier were made, since it was not digital, so lot many financial irregularities were found in the country. Now, due to digitalization of the payment, the size of the industry is increasing and employment opportunities also increasing. So far, 14,036 startups have been recognized in the country, right? Almost 15,000 are registered startup under the country till now. Next. Companies are increasingly seeks to engage into open innovation, right? There are many companies who cannot set their research and development or innovation center. So, at Startup India, this facility is provided to provide them or engage them into purely research and innovation centers. So, this facility is also provided by Government of India under the Startup India. It is not for the entrepreneurship development. It is for the Startup India, right? Large companies face pressure of innovativeness, right? So that research and innovation will be done by the Government of India and for the companies, right? To meet with the changing perception towards the entrepreneurship development in the country. Okay, next. So these are the challenges, right? You can take a screenshot of it because these are only 2 minutes are left. So I can come to the unicorn companies. Right, ma'am, allow them to take a screenshot, take to the next. If anyone have question over these challenges, we can uh, discuss with this. Next. Next, ma'am. I'll come to unicorn companies. So now these are the startup India companies. It's called as a Indian unicorn companies. If you look at 2014, the in Mobi, that whatever SMS or OTP you have received, this is the company, the name of the company is in Mobi. These are into mobile and communication, right? That is technological based. Snapdeal is e-commerce and direct consumer. Then Ola cabs. This is the transportation, right? Hike is mobile and telecommunications. These are the unicorn which is registered under Startup India, and Government of India is supporting them. Then ShopClose, this is e-commerce company. Then Byju's, this is into edutech, right? Renew Power, that is renewable power energy, right? They are into power and other sectors. Oyo Rooms, Travel, Swiggy, Zomato, Policy Bazaar, Udan. Udan is the supporting our auxiliary unit for the Amazon, right? Which is also in Startup India company, which is working to supply chain. BillDesk, it is online or digital payment platform based on the technology has started, right? So this is what their turnover in dollars. Next, ma'am. Next. Right. Geography of the startup support, in fact, entire nation is taken into consideration. So as long as geographical limitation or geographical dividend is concerned, so Startup India has eradicated that idea. And the benefit of this geography for the Startup India so far is one reason why Bangalore, NCR, right, Pune develop as a startup hub and location of a many engineering colleges and renowned academic institutions, which is benefited engineering colleges and educational hub, research and development, IT hubs that can support the Startup India. NASCOM, it is already established organization, and they are modernizing their ability in new features. NASCOM further mentioned that the Kerala, Jaipur, as well as Chhattisgarh as emerging hubs. Entrepreneur from these cities receives the less visibility and other forever support organized by the less possibilities of the venture. Next. Next, ma'am. Right. Elements of startup. These are the startup ecosystem which has been provided, and these are the elements that each one is based and support being provided by the Government of India as long as startup may require technical skill, may require entrepreneurship culture, may require experienced mentors or in terms of consultant. Then regulatory environment is made easy and convenient to operate. Then collaborative culture, there should be competitive advantage. There should not be a competition, rivalry in between within the country startups. Then visible whatever success stories of the startup, it is to be shared openly. Risk tolerance, that 90 days time is given. Availability of the capital is made available of 10,000 crore. These are the ecosystem developed by Government of India under the scheme of startup support. Right? Next. So these are the elements which are interdependent on each other. Like there are issues might be faced by the Startup India uh, promoters, that office and space infrastructure that is provided by the government of India under various scheme funding and assistance with the is provided as long as per requirement. Business support and the mediator's activity or mediation can be done by government of India. This type of support is also provided to the Startup India. Right? Ultimately, the entrepreneurs should come forward and they should make themselves into Startup India registered companies, and other benefits can be promoted. This has happened a kind of first time that industries have been supported by government of India. Earlier, if you look at 2014 before, there was no such initiatives where the entrepreneurs was promoted. Next, ma'am. So I conclude with this. In the present time, startup in India is witnessing the golden chapter. Right now, very wonderful situation has been arrived, and that those who want to start the business, that is the soft cake for every entrepreneur in the country is concerned. Then government has crucial role to play in positioning India as a technical garage or technical place for the world. It should act as a catalyst and bring together the synergies, the whatever type of abilities that everyone has to be come together and form the synergy formulation to the private sector with the aim of innovating India to the world, then integrated with the school curriculum, that entrepreneurship and startup India is incorporated into a school curriculum also, then bridging the digital divide, promoting the agri startups and starting in a high-end technology. This is what I conclude with entrepreneurship and startup India. Next, ma'am. Right. Thank you. Any questions, participant? I think, ma'am, any questions are there?
The session is open for discussion now. You can unmute and interact with the resource person, or you can post the questions in the chat box. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
On behalf of IoT Academy, we thank Dr. Anil Kumar, sir, for the enlightening and enriching session. We thank you once again for the excellent presentation, sir, and we thank you for enhancing understanding with your commendable presentation. And please submit the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box. I thank all the participants for joining the session today. Please submit the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box.